have an interconference affair lined up for you today as the Phoenix Suns come in for this one. Mucho gusto, and welcome to Noche Latina on 2K Sports. From the jerseys to the food to the halftime entertainment tonight, a distinctive Latin flavor. And alongside Clark Kellogg, Doris Burke, and Esteban Kerr, this is Kevin Harlan.
Thank you, Kevin. I think it's going to be a fantastic night here. Love the jerseys, love the festive.
Check in for Oladipo. Marcus Morris is checked in for the Suns. Suns trail by 9.
And the Suns training staff renowned around the league for their ability to keep players healthy. They're at the forefront, biomechanics and all that new school stuff. The results have been terrific. It's called preventative maintenance.
On the court for the Suns, Green is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Plumlee. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. And it's Bledsoe in at the 2 spot. Magic leading by 7. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, now it's ended down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Jeff Hornacek.
Yes, Kevin, he said he doesn't want to see their offense fall into bad habits and get stagnant. He said as long as we keep moving without the ball and don't stand around watching the paint dry, we'll be able to put up points. Let's see if they can keep their legs moving here tonight, guys.
Doris, thank you. And not surprising that shooting the ball well, an aspect of the game Coach wants his team to adhere to.
Well, everybody always wants to shoot the ball well, Kevin. I mean, that's pretty obvious. The key is getting yourself in position to do so. You got to move the ball, move your body, make sharp cuts, set good screens.
Well, Steve, you've just laid out how you need to get good shots and the importance of good shot selection. It's really essential to being able to play a balanced game and an effective game.
And that is good. And while we can, let's see which rookies have led the way in scoring since the All-Star break. Take a look at Red Hot, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
Like the rest of the guys on that list, he's a rookie basically in name only now. I mean, in the second half of this season, he's been playing and scoring like a veteran.
It definitely has been a short learning curve for him, Steve, especially offensively.
That's good.
Well, there's been a lot of noise about this team, rumblings, if you will, talked about maybe making some changes if they don't start winning games.
And, you know, there have been talks behind closed doors, but this is a game where they can come out and make a statement, get things back on track, if you would.
The offensive rebound. Here's Plumlee. Missed inside.
In terms of rebounding, it's been a sensational opening quarter.
I like sensational. That's a good word for it.
Here's Campbell. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
A chance here, Kevin, to take a look at the Suns and how they rank in the NBA right now. 8th in blocks, 9th in scoring. And they're in the top 10 getting into the passing lanes and coming up with steals.
And this is a team that really relies on those blocks that you talked about, Clark, because when they're at their best, they're really challenging every shot. They cover up, they close out on jump shooters, and if you penetrate and get to the rim, they've got a host of shot blockers there waiting for you.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Gordon's checked in for Vucevic. Harkless comes in for Harris. And Ben Gordon is subbed in for Payton. Tolliver kicks to Thomas. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
No, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Campbell, the pass to Harkless. Outside Gordon. 6 to shoot. Fires the 3, and that one's good.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Let's see how long they can keep it going. This is quite a start.
1:56 left in the first quarter. Ennis, good.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
And Tucker kicks to Ennis. Shoots from 8. Again, Phoenix.
I don't know what's happening to their defense. I mean, they don't have any effort, any purpose
And it's really costing them. I mean, the last 5 baskets at that end have been on very easy looks.
Oh, and here comes Ennis all alone. That's good.
You know, they're being very one-dimensional right now, going to the post every time. But if it works, you don't need another dimension.
Well, they're taking this defense to task, quite honestly. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Well, the Morris twins, Markieff and Marcus, drafted back-to-back with the last 2 picks of the lottery back in 2011 out of the University of Kansas. Steve, 13th and 14th overall.
Well, like, pick it up out there.
I could use some help.
Both thrilled when they...
Suns trail by 6. Mo Harkless and Tobias Harris the forwards. Victor Oladipo is out there with Campbell. And it's Vucevic in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Here's Campbell. Shot is blocked. Now here's Bledsoe. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Heat in Miami.
And he gave great effort defensively as well, including a couple of blocked shots.
Campbell against Thomas. Pass to Plumlee. Here's the screen. Thomas dishes to Morris. Shoots from the elbow. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 3rd rebound tonight.
And Marcus Morris, originally drafted by the Rockets, his brother Markieff constantly petitions to trade for him. The Suns acquired him at the deadline back in 2013, and since they've been reunited, the Twins have taken their play to another level.
Thomas kicks to Morris. Phoenix no good that time either.
And you know why he was open there. They didn't commit too much defense to him, and you can see why. He has trouble making that shot.
Campbell's shot's good.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Plumlee, soft touch off the glass.
It's a great play under the boards for him, and you know, that's the standard that he sets. It seems like all those second chance points, I mean, they're there for him game in, game out.
Thomas goes in. He dishes it to Plumlee. Back to Thomas. Rejected by Campbell. But he stays with it. Tries again. Shot clock at 5. Here's Plumlee.
A moment here now to see how the numbers are going for Eric Bledsoe. He's getting around 16 points a game, 6 assists and 5 rebounds. They've been able to count on him to run the show offensively, which he's done with his sensational passing.
Yeah, he's been setting them up with a lot of easy baskets, room service dimes. We call them, one great look after another coming off of his pass.
He's off on the second. Miles Plumlee, Steve, buried on the bench in his rookie season with Indiana. But the Suns saw something in him, and they would not sign off on the Luis Scola trade without Plumlee coming back in the deal.
Well, it was a good move on their part. Plumlee stepped into their starting center position, played very well, and has a bright future, really, in Phoenix because he fits right into what they're trying to do.
Suns trail by 11. Thomas kicks to Plumlee. And Thomas, here we go, and it's blocked.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
Vucevic to the pass to Oladipo. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. And the pass to Campbell. Over to the wing. Oladipo dishes to Vucevic. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Vucevic has got 8 points.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Thomas kicks to Morris. Outside Thomas. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Isaiah Thomas actually named after the former Pistons great. You might think his father was a big fan, but
dialed in from long range. I like it.
The Pistons went on to beat the Lakers, so he had to name his son Isaiah. I guess he'd be named Magic if they had won.
Peyton, he's checked in for Campbell. And we've reached halftime in this one. Orlando up.
Well, Nick, you guys...
All right, listen up, guys. Way to come out strong in the first half. Taking care of business. TCB. Our movement off the ball has been fantastic. All you need to do is look at our field goal percentage to see that. You can't shoot the ball as well as we have without good movement, and it has been very good. The guys I will give credit to are the guys who came off the bench and gave us the scoring pop we needed. And let's keep the pace deliberate.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our... And a minute played as the second half gets going. On the court for the Suns, Green outside at 3 with Morris at the 4. Isaiah Thomas out there at Bledsoe. And it's Plumlee in at the 5, down low. That one goes. Count it. 6 points for Eric Bledsoe.
Boy, nice one-man fast break on that one.
Sure was. A stylish finish to cap it off, too.
And the Magic making a change here. Campbell's checked in. And here we have the 2K leaderboard showing us the teams with the best free throw percentage during the past month. The Suns third.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success from the free throw line, so I would look for them to continue to attack the rim.
They swipe it. And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, Gerald Green was the 18th pick back in 2005, but remember, he fell out of the league for a while, saying, quote, "I took things for granted. I didn't know how to be a pro, but I've learned from my mistakes. I understand now this is not a hobby, this is a job. Now I'm a better professional, a much better player, and I'm all about winning." Kevin?
A nice comeback story, Doris. Nice story. Thank you. He kicks it to Oladipo. The feed now to Harris. Oladipo against Bledsoe. Just 5 to shoot. Stolen by Bledsoe. And now in transition is Bledsoe. Here we go. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Boy, how's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, it sure was. I mean, he didn't waste any time getting down the court, did he?
Campbell kicks to Oladipo. The dish to Vucevic. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Vucevic is really a very capable mid-range jump shooter, but his post repertoire is still a work in progress, very much so. With his size and touch, you'd really like to see him develop that back-to-the-basket game.
You guys were talking about Vucevic developing inside Steve. There's also some work to do defensively.
Yeah, still a bit foul-prone. He's got to follow the Roy Hibbert school of defense, remaining vertical, walling off the rim, and avoiding those fouls. Nikola Vucevic possessing prototype size for the center position. 7 foot tall, has about a 9.5 foot standing reach. Even without great leaping ability, he can play over the top of a lot of opponents. And it was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Magic leading by 10. The outside leaner. No good from Campbell.
I'd rather see him just pull straight up. He went for that leaner and seemed to be off balance a bit.
And you mentioned Vucevic, not a top athlete. The Magic working to develop his lateral quickness, Clark, and explosiveness.
Yeah, he still struggles to defend guys in the pick-and-roll situations. Kevin is not that fast a foot. That's where the Magic are trying to help him grow. But he's a double-double guy because of his rebounding ability, and he's got a nice touch for a big guy.
11 feet away. Phoenix grabs the miss. Morris has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. And Bledsoe, here we go. The shot's good from Plumlee.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out on the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
Good. Here's Thomas. 6 points for him. Orlando making some changes. Gordon's checked in for Vucevic.
It's go time.
About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Gordon and Vucevic, the big men inside. Ben Gordon out there with Peyton. Harkless in at the 3. This is out there for Orlando. Fades away. Vucevic with the bucket.
As soon as he got an opening, he let it fly. That was a big shot.
Harris is checked in for Orlando. Campbell comes in for Gordon. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
I was able to listen in on what Jeff Hornacek had to say to his team. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Phoenix.
I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they just continued to shoot well.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those. Eric Bledsoe is still on the come as a playmaker and shooter, but because of his great physical gifts, he is certainly a rising star in the NBA.
Payton drives in, and the layup's good off the glass. Payton's got the game tied up here for the Magic.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
And Steve Bledsoe, 6'1" with the 6'8" wingspan, blinding athleticism, and he's an aggressive defender.
Yeah, he's a guy who applies a lot of pressure on the ball. He attacks the glass offensively. He's giving us some highlight reel blocks, too. I mean, this young guy is explosive.
Harris kicks to Payton, pass to Campbell. Moves back up. Vucevic with the bucket.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they've chased down that pumpkin often.
Bledsoe with it. Now Payton defending. Bledsoe right side. 6 on the shot clock. Tolliver no luck. Orlando's gotten off 12 shots from beyond the arc tonight, hitting 7 of them. Here's Campbell. Rebounded by Tucker.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
Right side Green from downtown. Can't hit, so Orlando will take it the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. They host the Kings after this game, and that's the third of 4 straight played at home.
I know I'll be looking out for the final score in that Kings game. Should be a close one.
Here's Payton. And that misses. That would have put him up.
Well, as far as jump shots go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
I'm not sure how that didn't go down.
Out to the right wing. Now, here is Morris. Guarded by Harris. Here's Green. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Harris a screen on Green. Here's Campbell. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And the Magic lead by 2.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Bledsoe with it. Now Payton defending. Over in the corner, Green. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one.
Timeout Magic. Orlando timeout.
So for the Magic, Fry comes in. For Orlando, they've gone 6 of 11 since the start of the 4th quarter. Payton drives in, banked in off the glass.
This seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Here's Thomas. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Thomas got 5 points in the quarter. And Clark, we've seen some great competition in this one.
I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, looking at the lead changes really kind of tells the story of this game.
Yeah, what's that, 7 lead changes already here? So this is a great matchup, guys. 2 competitive teams going at it.
Campbell, he's checked in for Orlando. Orlando trailing here. Feeds to Fry. Campbell up top. Pulls it up. And there are the Magic with another bucket.
And this game is really heated up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, there's always room for more offense, Steve. You know that.
Thomas, that's good.
I love it when a player like this shakes off a poor first half and comes back strong like he has, showing a lot of confidence in his game.
Pass to Front. Dishes it to Oladipo. Here's Campbell. And again, it's Orlando converting.
Well, this quarter is going awfully well for him. It seems like every chance he's gotten, he's pretty much converted.
Payton is checked in for Campbell. A change here. Campbell's checked. In. Phoenix also making some changes. Morris is checked in. For Miles Plumlee. P.J. Tucker comes in for Green, and it's Ennis in for Eric Bledsoe. 11 feet away. Good! And that's 17 points for Isaiah Thomas.
Boy, has he picked it up in the second half. He's on fire.
And stolen by Thomas. And here comes Thomas leading the fast break. Here's Tucker. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Yeah, nice fast break from start to finish, guys.
Especially on the back end. I mean, he polished it off. Perfect.
So for Phoenix, their last game, a win against the Heat at the American Airlines Arena. Thomas, it's a wide open look. Thomas with another miss.
That's a tough one there because he's wide open. That's a shot he expects to make.
Campbell. And the shot is long. Suns leading by 3. Thomas passes to Ennis. And that one's good.
He just is not missing today. What a day he's had from the field.
I think he's the guy who's kept him in this game with his performance at that end of the court.
Here's Campbell. Another miss by Orlando.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Takes it from 10. It's hauled in by the Magic. Seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Yeah, you can't make that kind of an error and expect to win.
You're right, Steve, because they will cost you. I mean, those kind of mistakes, those are losing plays.
Catching up on the changes. Phoenix. Plumlee comes in for Marcus Morris. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Ennis.
What a performance from Bledsoe here. 16 points and 8 dimes. What touch he's got out there. He's hardly missed anything.
Well, they've got to do anything they can to keep the ball out of his hands.
And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. For the Phoenix Suns, they're coming off a good outing against the Miami Heat. Picked by Vucevic. Here's Campbell. It's in! And now they trail by just 4.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
He adds to their lead with a couple of solid free throws.
Uncovered. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And so they choose to intentionally foul. Gets the first. That makes it a 7-point lead. Both teams will make substitutions. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. The Suns making a switch here. 3 from the inbound. We've got 13 seconds left to play here in the fourth. For 3, Fournier. It's hauled in by Tolliver. So the Suns win it.
Yeah, another one of them flip mode joints. Bust around here. Word about me, y'all. Check it out, yeah. Just sing, right. Make you feel good, feel alright. One time, feel good, in the game to us. You strange to us, that's when we getting dangerous. Come on.
We're live, the home of the Magic, the Amway Center in beautiful Orlando, Florida. The Magic again playing host, continuing their homestand in this one. Look at this team, third from last.
Let's see what you got, son.
Oh, I got plenty.
Here's McCallum, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. On the floor for Sacramento, Landry and Cousins patrol the paint. Collison is out there with Ray McCallum, and it's Gay in at the 3 slot. And Cousins gets it to go.
Boy, he really used his height there.
He sure did, Steve. I mean, a nice.
Here. Campbell's checked in. Here is the list of players with the most boards in the league this month. The NBA's leading rebounders. Fourth, DeMarcus Cousins.
Boy, has he been strong down by the rim, seemingly getting every rebound.
Here's Harris. Good on the triple. Harris has got his third basket of the night right there. The Kings trail by 3.
Tobias Harris, a combo forward, originally drafted by the Bucks out of Tennessee. I love his game. He does a little bit of everything and does it all well. He can handle it. He shoots it a bit from outside. Not sure what his best position is going forward, but he's a quality player.
Landry, and it's blocked, and they're able to recover. Goes back up, and it's Orlando with the rebound. Fry's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Now let's find out what head coach Mike Malone had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, I talked to him about the shot blocking they're certain to face in this matchup. He's certainly cognizant of it, and he told me this. If we can play a little more up-tempo and score before their bigs can recover, that will help. Also, getting them on the move in the half court, whether with ball movement or screens, will also serve us well. Kevin, if they can execute, they'll have some success.
Thanks for the report, Doris. Guys, what do you do to spread this defense out?
Well, I think you've got to come at them with a variety of offensive looks. Try to keep them guessing, keep their rotations a little bit off rhythm.
As usual, Steve, you're all over it. You've got to keep switching things up on them so they can't get settled into a defensive rhythm or groove. So give them something they don't expect.
Collison kicks to Gay. Pass to McCallum. Shot clock at 6. It's good from long range. McCallum's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. For Orlando, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Here's Campbell. Offensive rebound. They shoot again. Nice D from Cousins. So for Sacramento, their last game, a loss to the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, difficult game for them to lose, guys. A very tight one, but they expected to beat that club. They couldn't get it done.
Yeah, Steve, you're right. I mean, they've got no one to blame but themselves here. I mean, it was a subpar performance according to their normal standards, and that's why they came up short.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Gordon comes in for Channing Frye. And Gordon subbed in for Victor Oladipo. Sacramento also making some changes. Jason Thompson, he's checked in for Cousins. Williams comes in for Carl Landry. And McLemore subbed in for Rudy Gay. And it's Thompson with the jam. And that's how you exploit a gap in the D, I guess, huh?
Yes, sir. No soft finish there. Major power.
He knows an opportunity for the highlight reel when he sees one.
Now the pass to Campbell. McCallum with the rebound.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
A drive by Collison. Here's McCallum. Right now averaging 7 points a game. 5 on the clock. Here's Thompson. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Collison's got 3 assists tonight. The Magic trailed by 5. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
McLemore dishes to Collison. Thompson, a screen on Campbell. Now here's McLemore outside. And another 3 for Sacramento.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Here's Campbell. Using his post move to get the 2 points. Red Ox got his second bucket. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, what do you think? Kings leading now by 12. Oladipo and Harkless at the 2 and the 3. Channing Frye out there with Harris. And it's Campbell in at the point guard position. That's who's out there for Orlando. Ellington the pass to Gay. Feeds it to Cousins. A leaner. Shot misses. The Magic go the other way with it. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
And guys, had their free throw shooting been anywhere near up to par, I think it would have changed everything in that game.
No doubt about it. I mean, there is a carryover effect when you're not having success at the line. It infiltrates other parts of your game.
The Kings, one of the youngest teams in the league. They're trying to build through the draft, but with mixed results over the last couple of seasons. Marcus Cousins, the only player who's truly distinguished himself as a significant building block. It looks like he's finding his touch now because the shots are starting to fall.
Outside Collison. At the top of the key, Gay. Terrific design on the big play, and he lays it in. Gay's got 10 points in the quarter. And the Kings, Clark, over the last 5 years, drafting in that 5 to 7 range. They took Cousins, traded down, remember, for Jimmer Fredette, and then Thomas Robinson out of Kansas, another Jayhawk, in 13, Ben McLemore.
Yeah, McLemore struggled a bit in his rookie season. Aside from Cousins, not the difference makers you'd hope for to this point. We'll see if this year's any different. They've owned the offensive glass here in the second.
Yeah, they're really trying to make a point of getting inside of the paint and getting after every rebound.
Campbell kicks to Harris. Those 3-pointers off the mark. Kings leading now by 14. There's 57 seconds left in the first half. Collison dishes to Cousins. Gay with no one around. Again, Sacramento.
And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number 1.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
You know, he doesn't have much quickness, but he'll still attack the rim when given the chance.
For Orlando, they have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department. And Campbell, no good on that one. Sacramento's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And here's Collison. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Spurs in San Antonio. He got right to the cup using that screen. And it's now 22 points for Gay. The Magic trail by 16. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. No good from Campbell.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
And the call will be against Red Hot. That's his first foul. Collison against Campbell. Ellington the pass to Cousins. It's stolen by Oladipo. One second left. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. So as we can...
Okay, guys, that wasn't the kind of basketball I had in mind, especially...
Now it's been a one-sided affair. So Orlando making some changes. Gordon's checked in for Vucevic. Fournier comes in for Channing Frye. And Ben Gordon is subbed in for Victor Oladipo. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Thompson, he's checked in for Cousins. Williams comes in for Carl Landry. Ben McLemore, he's checked in for Rudy Gay. And it's McCallum in for Darren Collison. On the court right now for the Kings, they've got Ben McLemore. Williams is out there with Thompson. Then it's Ray McCallum. And it's Stauskas.
Schedule. This is how they stack up right here. Second in blocks, second in opponent points per game. And as far as fewest turnovers per game, not a strong suit. They've struggled here. Top 20 in the league. Those numbers can get you beat.
Man, Clark, let's talk about those blocks, because you know what that does? When you're a guard and you've got great shot blockers behind you, it allows you to play with more aggressiveness on the perimeter, and that can really disrupt an offense.
Here's McCallum. Orlando grabs the miss. Red Hot's got his third rebound tonight. Over to the wing for three, Fournier. McCallum with the rebound. McCallum's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
Maurice Harkless is checked in for the Magic. And a change for the Kings. Cousins is checked in. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Well, it seemed slightly controversial when it was introduced a few seasons ago, but I think we can all agree now that the new flopping fines have been a big success. Flopping seems to have gone down across the board.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kevin, DeMarcus Cousins signed by the Kings to a max contract extension in 2013. Coach Mike Malone said, quote, "We've made a huge commitment, not only to him as a player, but as a person." He added that Cousins' biggest jump will come from handling adversity and being comfortable when he's uncomfortable. Once he does that, it's scary how good he can be. Kevin?
A fiery disposition. If he can channel it, the sky's the limit. Thank you, Doris.
That sort of epitomized this game, guys. One team going all out, getting rebounds and putbacks, and The other team just dragging.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Stauskas. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Kings.
Boy, defensively, they've played with a high energy level, guys, and all the steals we've seen, really a result of that aggressiveness.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
The Magic have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
And they're right around 74% as a team from the free throw line to this point of the season.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Well, Clark, flopping is not completely out of the NBA game, but at least now there are repercussions.
I agree, and I'm happy to see that, Kevin, because it's a play that shouldn't be in the game. And now the guys are fined for it and have been quite heavily fined for it. I think we're going to eventually see it become less and less a part of the game, which is the way it should be.
They get it back. And McLemore kicks to McCallum. He feeds it to McLemore. Doubled by Campbell. McLemore with the ball. Picked up by Harris. Here's Cousins. McLemore inside the line. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That's